See, today I'm coming for myself because this is reflection and you need to know what not to do. You do as I say, don't do as I do, pretty much. But today I want to talk about the big mistakes that I have made on YouTube that has cost me views, it has cost me growth, it has cost me to be on this hamster wheel because of the things that I have done. So if you are trying to grow your YouTube channel, or if you're in the process of starting your YouTube channel, then I really want you to watch this video, because when your thought process is at the beginning stages, I feel that you could easily run into the traps that I ran into, and I'm trying to prevent that from y'all. Okay, I don't want y'all to do what I did. So let's keep watching. If you aren't aware and you're brand new to this channel, my name is Lashawnda Smith. I actually just released a video on my journey on YouTube over the years. If you haven't seen that video yet, then I will link it in the cards at the top and probably in the description or comments below. But after you watch this video, watch that video, because you will be able to see the journey that I have had on YouTube. And just to give you a quick summary, I've been on YouTube on and off for about 10 years. Yes, 10 years. And if you're watching this video while it's new, yes, I only got 325 subscribers, but that's because of one of the major mistakes that I have made. So let's hop right on into it. I have 5 that I want to cover today. The first one is not being consistent. And if you're watching this because you've already had a couple YouTube channels and you keep falling off and coming back on, then you know what I mean when I say not being consistent. I was not consistent on YouTube. Even though I knew how much of an opportunity being a YouTuber could be for myself and for my family, for some reason I had shiny object syndrome so bad. And it really cost me of being consistent on the platform. And so even though I would have a YouTube channel, I would post a YouTube video and then I would probably go AWOL for like months before I would post another one. And then by the time I would start posting content again, I would feel like I wanted to do something different at that point, and then I would start another channel, and I'm going to get into that later. But the inconsistency really cost me views and it cost me growth. That alone, because I always say to myself, I probably would have been in the place that I wanted to be if I would have just stuck it out 10 years later, because I started 10 years ago. And if I would have just continued to do what I was doing 10 years ago, I would be a successful YouTuber at this point. But because I was not consistent, I'm starting at 325 subscribers in 2023. So don't do what I did. If you are being inconsistent, I highly suggest you figure out why. Why are you being inconsistent? What can you change in your workflow to make you be consistent? Make sure that you're creating a YouTube channel because you want a YouTube channel, not because you see other people doing it. It really is one of those things where you just have to have that itch for YouTube. If it is not your thing, then maybe you need to try something different. But if you know that YouTube is like the way that you want to make it and you want to be a successful YouTuber or content creator, you got to figure out what it's going to take for you to be more consistent. Whether that is, if you can only afford to post once a week until you can get that momentum up, then don't try to force yourself to post 3 times a week if you know realistically that's going to cause you to fall off. But also, you have to make sure that you prioritize YouTube. You can't keep putting other things in front of it, because stuff is always going to come up. It's going to always come up. So that's my tip if you are struggling with being inconsistent. The second big mistake that I made on YouTube is starting too many channels. I know I have had at least 4 to 5 YouTube channels, and I am not even exaggerating. Like, I have had so many YouTube channels, and the reason why this has really cost me in my YouTube journey is because all of the momentum that I built on those other channels, because I don't have those channels anymore, I have lost the audience that was attached to those channels. I have to start all the way over every time I start a new channel, and it's like, you know, if you have more than one channel, it's going to stretch what you prioritize, because now you're trying to focus on all these other channels, and that goes into another major mistake that I made, managing too many channels. I remember in the other video that I was mentioning earlier where I was going over my 10-year journey, I mentioned that I had 3 channels at one time in one of my older videos. And I was just like baffled, because I'm like, Shonda, what was going on? What was going on for you to need to have 3 channels? And because I had 3 channels, that was also a reason why I was not growing and I was not being consistent. And so starting too many YouTube channels on top of managing multiple YouTube channels at the same time really cost me when it came to being successful on YouTube. Now, like I said, do what I say, don't do what I do, because I still have more than one channel. But we're not going to talk about that. As of now, I have this channel, which this is my main channel. And I have my couples channel with me and my fiance. So technically, yes, I do have 2 channels now. But 10 years later, I have learned a lot more in reference to how to manage 2 channels. And I will say this as well, even though I have 2 channels, I've only focused on one at a time. So when my couples channel started doing really well, I completely went AWOL on this channel because I was trying to ride that wave while it was doing really, really well. And we actually grew to about 3,600 subscribers to date. So once that channel started kind of growing organically, it didn't really have to have me posting as consistently. Then I reshifted my focus back over here, and now my main focus is growing this channel, and I can already see a major difference with me prioritizing this channel. So one thing that I have learned is, even with having 2 channels now, you have to pick a main channel. You have to pick a main channel that you're going to focus on. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have 2 channels and you're like, okay, these are in completely different niches, but I really want to stay in these 2 categories. You're going to have to pick which one you're going to grow. And the other one is going to have to kind of stay on the back burner. You're not going to be posting as much content, but you're still going to do the very minimum to keep that channel alive, if that makes sense. So what I have been doing now is I have been posting twice a week on this channel, which is my main channel. And I only post like once a month, if that, on the couples channel. And it has been such a game changer because that channel is growing whether we post over there or not. Like, there was one point where we didn't post for, I want to say, 2 months. And we still were growing subscribers and getting views on a daily basis. So I think that is a very important thing when you're on YouTube. If you are trying to pursue multiple channels, my advice is don't. If you haven't started yet, please focus on one channel. And then when it comes to managing your channel, if you already have 2 channels, pick one main channel and then put that other one on the back burner until you can get some momentum on the channel you want to get momentum on. This is very, very crucial advice because you will burn out if you try to be posting twice on one channel and twice a week on the other channel at the same time. It's just a lot. The 4th major mistake that I made is not tracking my stats. I have been in my stats on a daily basis now, but before, whenever I had my other YouTube channels, I was not watching my stats like that. Like, I would watch it every now and then, but I wasn't making moves on my channel based on what my stats were. I didn't understand half of the things that I seen in my stats. I wasn't worried about click-through rate. I wasn't worried about audience retention. I wasn't worried about any of that stuff. I was just pretty much creating content, the content that I wanted to create, and then I was just throwing it out there and hoping that it did well. And that did not work out for me. It did not work out for me. So I have learned how important it is for you to watch your stats. One thing that I have learned over on this channel, and granted, my channel is very small right now. Also, if you made it this far, I want you to post in the comments. This is something that I've been doing on my videos recently. Post in the comments what my subscriber count is at, because I'm working on growing to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm curious to when you have seen this video. So drop that in the comments, because I'm very curious to what my numbers are when you see this video. But back to the content. So watch your stats, guys. Look at your stats. If you don't understand what you're looking at, watch a quick video on reading the stats, because I'm telling you, one thing that I learned in reference to the stats and the click-through rate is that you need a certain percentage of click-through rate in order for your video to be shown to more people. And basically the click-through rate, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just going off of what I was told and the research that I have done on this topic. The click-through rate is basically how many people are clicking on your videos when they show up in like their feed or their browse or whatever. And the more people that click on your video that YouTube shows to them, the more likely they're going to show it to more people because they see that your thumbnail and your titles are working and it's getting people to want to watch. Your audience retention is when they click on that video, how long are they watching that video, right? And so I was realizing after I started paying attention to my stats that people were not watching my video for a long time. I was creating YouTube videos for like 20, 30 minutes, and they were only watching around 3 to 5 minutes of the video. Now, my stats are small, don't get me wrong, because I have a small channel, but that's still very vital information, and it let me know that maybe I need to play around with 5 to 10 minute videos, because if they're only watching 3 to 5 minutes, if I can get them to watch 5 minutes of a 10-minute video, now my retention has gone up to 50%. Versus, I don't know what the percentage is if they watch 5 minutes off of a 30-minute, but you get the point. You want that percentage to be up as high as possible because that YouTube wants the audience to stay on the platform. So if they're staying on your YouTube video for 5 minutes and the video is only 10 minutes, that is telling YouTube that the video is doing good. I ain't know about none of this stuff on my first couple channels. I was not worried about any of that. I was literally creating content that I wanted to create, and I was putting it out there and hoping that something stick. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that does not work. Oh, I didn't write this tip down. This is kind of like a bonus tip before I get into the other one, before I forget, because I had just forgot and then I just remembered. Another major mistake that I made with my YouTube journey is that I was posting my YouTube videos in full length on Facebook. Now, this was back in the day, like 2017, 2018-ish, but don't do this, guys. This is to save anybody that may be considering doing this. Do not post your full YouTube videos on other platforms, because guess what's going to happen? People are going to watch your videos on those other platforms and they're not going to have a reason to come over to YouTube. So don't do that. I made that mistake, and what ended up happening was people were watching my videos on Facebook, but they were not converting over to YouTube. I even tried posting like clips. So out of a 10-minute video, I might post a 2-minute clip of that and then have them watch the rest on YouTube. Didn't work. They were only watching a 2-minute clip on Facebook. They were not converting over to YouTube. So do not give people access to your content on other platforms. Now, what's the difference if you are posting like a couple second clip in your Instagram stories or something like that to try to get people over? But like doing like a lengthy video of the clip from your full video, just don't do that, because it just does not work. It is not a good way for you to grow your YouTube channel. It's already hard to get people off of other platforms and onto another one. You want to try to keep that content on YouTube. And the last major mistake that I made on YouTube is imitating big creators. You will see these big creators and you will be following these or subscribe to these big creators, and you will see the methods that they use in reference to their content. You cannot replicate what they're doing because they already have super fans. They already have their community. So the way that they do their titles, the way that they do their thumbnails, the way that they record their videos, you cannot imitate that and anticipate that your channel is going to do just as well because you're imitating what these big creators are doing. I had to learn this the hard way, because when you don't have a brand, or if you don't have your community built behind your brand already, the strategy is not going to work for you. Because if I posted a video and my YouTube thumbnail was like a screenshot of me in the middle of this, right? I'm just using this as an example. My video is probably not going to do as well because no one knows me. I don't have brand recognition from my face. I don't have anything that's intriguing in the title enough to make people want to click on that. And it just makes your content look low quality. And you don't have the leverage of creating low quality content when you don't have a community around your brand yet. I have seen big creators literally grab a screenshot from their YouTube video and barely put anything in the title. It might be like, I can't believe this, ... And they have 20,000 views. They don't have 20,000 views because people can't believe what happened. They don't have 20,000 views because of the thumbnail that was appealing and made them want to watch the video. They had 20,000 views because they have an audience. They have a community. They have people that are going to watch them regardless. So it didn't really matter what they would have put for the thumbnail. It didn't really matter what they would have put for the title. They have a certain percentage of people that are going to watch every single video that they produce. So they don't really have to do as much when it comes to the thumbnail, the titles, the things like that. You as a new creator do not have that luxury. Every thumbnail, every title that you create for your channel is going to make or break your videos. That's just the reality of it, until you build up your own community to the point where they're going to watch anything that you put out, regardless of the thumbnail and the title. So please, please, please remember that when you're looking at these bigger creators, that you cannot imitate the same things that they do. Another major one that I feel a lot of smaller YouTubers and a lot of content creators fall trap in is vlogging. Let's talk about vlogging. Back in 2017, I caught myself gonna have a main channel that has like content, and I was gonna have a vlog channel. Why? Because I saw other YouTubers doing this and I'm like, oh, if they're doing it, I can do it too. I wanna have my vlog separated from my main content. And I'm gonna tell you something. As a new creator, vlogs are not gonna be what's going to help your channel take off. I hate to break it to you. I know that we love the idea of showcasing our lifestyle. We love watching vlog content, and so we see other people doing, we're like, oh, we want to do this too. People care about vlogging once they care about the person. If you don't have a community of people yet, your vlogs are not going to be the thing that's going to help your channel take off. And so I just want you to be mindful of that. I'm not telling you not to vlog, because there is a very important element of vlogging that helps your channel. And so because I started a channel back in the day on me vlogging, don't nobody care about what you got going on a day-to-day basis. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. I had to say it to myself, but people are going to watch vlogs of people who they are connected with, who they have created a bond with. Even if they don't know them in real life, if they have created some type of bond with them, then they're ready to watch their vlogs. So what I recommend for you is start off with educational or high value content to reel the audience in, because they need to know what they're gonna get out of this. They need to get some type of meat out of the content that you're creating. And then once they watch a couple of your videos, they may start liking you as the person. They may enjoy your personality. They may like the delivery or how you deliver your content. And now they are getting used and getting that brand recognition from you. Now they know who you are. Now they are familiar with your brand. And so then when you pop out a vlog and they're already intrigued by you, now they're more intrigued to watch what you do behind the scenes. Now they're interested in how you carry your day-to-day life. It doesn't happen before. People do not start watching vlog channels from the beginning stages of your channel. So any vlog that you see or any vloggers that you see, 9 times out of 10, you came across that channel for a different reason. And I can't remember every single reason why I came across someone else's channel that's now a big creator that did not necessarily start off with vlogging. They started off with either hair videos, some type of educational or how-to video that reeled me in, and then I started watching their vlogs as a result. So I want you to remember that if you are thinking about starting a vlog channel. So those are the mistakes that I made. I'm already at 25 minutes on this video. Whew! I be trying to keep it light, y'all, but I talk a lot. I like to talk. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments if any of these mistakes you found that you were making on your YouTube channel or on your journey as well. Put those in the comments below. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit subscribe. What you waiting on? Help a sister out. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.